C'est avec joie que j'ouvre ce troisième forum européen sur l'éducation mariste, piloté conjointement par le docteur Roland Feult, directeur du Maristen Gymnasium de Fürstenzell, et par madame Dominique Villebrun. Ce forum, vous l'avez compris, est une invitation à miser sur l'espérance. Nous le faisons avec la même confiance que celle qui animait nos fondateurs, les fondateurs de la Société de Marie il y a près de 2 siècles, dont le courage et l'audace nous aident à voir loin. Et aussi les fondateurs de l'Europe, Schuman, Gasperi, Adenauer et autres visionnaires qui, au lendemain de la guerre, ont su se mettre en route sous le signe du pardon et de la promesse.
The fact that we assemble here today is already a precious fruit of all our actions, our common heritage. The Marist idea and spirituality unites our schools and our actions, connects us as human beings. We live in peace, but we also live in times of trouble. Economic uncertainty, discussions on values, disorientation, indifference, just to name a few keywords. And we are experiencing these issues and problems firsthand in our daily interaction with young people. Young people who look at this society trying to understand it. Young people full of hope, but also full of fear. We accompany them in our daily work.
A number of them, but one of the key ones is called In the Footsteps of Marcelin Champagnat. And Champagnat was a man faithful to God in a time of crisis, it says. Again, a time of crisis. An educator for our times, and the quote that all of us who work in Marist schools see all over again and again: to educate children, we must first of all love them. And the Marist philosophy has been summed up: we are the sowers of the good news, evangelizing through education, respecting ages and circumstances, with the power of the Spirit, in the way of Mary, with a distinctive Marist style. And the 5 elements of presence, of being with people, of simplicity, of family spirit, of love of work, all in the way of Mary. And I hope many of you will identify many of those things as pretty well the same things. I think we're very much part of the one family. So, having looked at that, are there reasons to hope? I think there are 5 reasons I want to give you to hope into the future. The first one is Christ himself, the message. We need to go back to the gospel values, the Sermon on the Mount. Second reason to hope: Catholic social teaching principles. The dignity of the person, subsidiarity, the idea that decisions are taken at the most appropriate level possible. Solidarity was mentioned by Gerhard here this morning. And the common good with justice and fairness. Again, the third reason to hope, it's that concept of us having a holistic view of ourselves, that we're the head, the heart and the gut. One was John, one was Peter, and one was Mary. The John that he had in mind was the John of the Gospel. The Gospel that is slightly different than the other 3 Gospels. One that has a very intellectual approach, one that emphasized the mind a great deal. And in a sense, that John, the intellect, the head, would be the theological church. And it's important that we have a theological church. The gut and Peter, that Peter is Peter, the first pope, the institutional church, the authority. The gut, the person who had the determination with Paul to start this whole thing off. And if we look upon those 2 things as ways into the church, either through the intellectual door or through the authoritarian door, the intellectual door is not available to everybody straight away. And certainly the Peter door is not a door that people want to go into at the moment. They don't like the institutional church. It's not the way in. So perhaps the other side here, the heart which has Mary, and Mary being the Mother of God in this instance. And Mary, with her feelings, with her heart, she speaks, I think, about 6 times in the whole of the Gospels. Yet her feelings permeate the Gospel. Or maybe, for the 21st century, the door into the church is the Marial door, the person who's in trouble with drugs, the boy who has lost his way and could be thrown out of the school but is not thrown out of the school because it's a Marist school, because you believe that these people, everybody is important. A fourth reason to hope is a thirst for meaning among young people, that combination of faith and reason. Maybe we should realise that instead of talking about the waves of secularisation that are coming at us, we should welcome secularisation. Welcome it in those areas that it needs to operate in, so that people have fair laws that apply to all religions. But at the same time understand that the key philosophical questions of meaning remain. And the final reason to hope, we've used the word crisis several times. All the introductions this morning spoke about crises. Economically, secularisation, immigration, the place of religion in the public square. But where did Father Champagne and Father Colin operate? In a great time? In a time that was really easy? No, they were in post-revolutionary France. They were in total chaos. So I think their message is that great things can start in difficult times.
The survey that we undertook last February, a long time ago, February to June, on the educational establishments and activities that are in relation to people who experience disadvantage in tradition, and it urged us to take steps to link the formal structures of education with non-formal education structures. Now, it's the same Marist tradition and its values. That's the very reason why we are gathered here in this hall today over these days to consider if this heritage can offer a message of hope for today. And our formal education structures are being true to their roots. They are concerned about those people who experience disadvantage. And you will know that one of the values is a merciful value towards those who struggle. This is about inclusion and attentiveness. Now, the working definition of non-formal education we use is activities designed to offer a person the means to enter into an educative process, not part of the academic program, and not necessarily acknowledged by diploma. They subdivide into 5 categories, or 5 types.
Can there be a grace and hope emerging from the pain? Can there be a truer way to shape our life again? We'll never shape it on our own and think we'll be okay. The Spirit's breath needs all of us with listening hearts to pray. We're not just sharing skills rhetorical or claiming power historical or cooking up another book of dreams. With our mission on the line, we know that it's our time to take what's real, surprise ourselves, and let the Spirit show us how to be.